am Chef Sunil Kumar, Head of Operations for CCI Learning. We are the industry partners at Maharashtra University Center of Excellence on Faculty of Hotel Management. And here we are making about 3 dishes here. All 3 dishes are supposed to be something which are my personal favorite. We'll be starting with a dish called as a potato and leek soup. The dish in itself is defining its ingredients. You've got potatoes, you've got some leeks, you've got onions, you've got some garlic, and some very light spices like salt and black pepper going in, and few more things as per your choice you can add. The next 2 dishes are based on one thing that is called as tomato sauce. Tomato sauce will require certain things. There are going to be chopped garlic, some chopped onions, some tomatoes that have been blanched, their skin, their seeds have been removed, roughly pureed, you use that. And the last thing you're going to use is going to be tomato puree, which comes in a can. You can use Kisan, you can use Safal, whichever brand you want to go in for. They'll all be cooked together with some additional spices like paprika powder, some salt, some black pepper. We'll add some dry oregano. For the freshness, we'll add some fresh basil and some chopped parsley also for the flavor. The sauce will be cooked for about 8 to 10 minutes and that will be done. The sauce will be done. Going for the 2 dishes. The first dish that we are doing is called as cottage cheese balls. So cottage cheese balls is in the veg replacement for the chicken or mutton meatballs that we make in Italian cuisine. So what we done is we have taken cottage cheese, Indian paneer, combined them with some potatoes, some breadcrumbs, some salt, pepper, paprika, some fresh herbs, turn into balls and they will be shallow fried. In fact, you can deep fry, you can shallow fry, you can cook them in the oven also. They will be served along with tomato sauce that we are making. And on the side, we've got one more dish called as aubergine Egyptian. Now this is supposed to be long brinjals that we're using. Long brinjals will split from the half. Again, they can be deep fried, shallow fried or cooked in the oven till the point it is cooked about 60%. Get the pulp out, combine the pulp with some tomato sauce that we have made. The filling goes inside the same brinjal once again. Top it with some cheese, give it a color in the oven and we are done. So let's start off with making all our dishes one by one. The session, if in case you're taking all the dishes together, including all the cutting and everything, should not take you more than 1 hour in the kitchen. So all the best. Let's start off making the first thing, that is our cottage cheese balls. Now if in case you're a non-veg lover and you want to make something out of chicken or mutton, you can use that also. You can replace the potatoes and the cottage cheese you're using here directly with the addition of chicken mince or the mutton mince. Right? So let's start off. We're going to take some potatoes. So potatoes have been boiled, they have been just sliced a bit to make it easier for mashing. We're going to add some cottage cheese to this thing. Cottage cheese, Indian paneer, so that is very much well known to us. We have that coming in. We'll just mash it together for a few minutes just to make it a bit soft. Then the other things will follow, right? So just making the thing come together. We don't want to make it too fine, that's why I'm not passing it through any kind of potato masher or something. I just want to have a crumbly texture inside the balls that are going to be made, right? So they come together. To this we are going to add a few things. We will be adding a mixture of yellow and red bell peppers. We will add some chopped parsley. We will add some fresh basil that we've got here. If in case you want to add, you can always add some chopped onions, but a very less amount of it. It gives a very nice taste. And to this, we're going to add some seasoning. So let's bring in some paprika, least amount of paprika possible. Some black pepper, always gives a nice taste. Some sea salt. So yeah, we're going to use some sea salt also here. Some chili flakes for the flavor. And if you're interested, you can put in some regular salt also. It gives a nice texture, nice taste. And to this, you're going to add some breadcrumb also. Right? If in case your mixture becomes a bit too tight, you can add a bit of water or some milk to make it a bit more lighter. If it becomes too loose, just add a bit more of breadcrumb. The things come together. So I'm still finding this a bit loose, so I'm going to add a bit more of breadcrumb to this. Remember again, this is going to be an international recipe, it's not an Indianized recipe. So if in case you find this a bit bland as per your taste, you can add a bit more of spices. It's completely okay. So I'm going to add a bit of salt also, normal table salt, just for the flavor. And again, bring this together. After this, everything that we're doing is going to be happening on the gas range. We won't be requiring too much of equipment, but we'll be requiring few of them. An equipment to actually give the color to the cheese, and then an equipment to make the puree of the soup mixture that we'll be having, right? So yeah, the mixture is completely together. We have got a nice texture here. Let's make some medium-sized balls out of it. So not too big, we want to make. So, like this. So just make about 4 to 5 of these balls. I'm just making one portion of the product. So if in case you want to make more, you can make more. The mixture that we have here is enough for making about another 8 of these balls. So 4 balls are done for us. The next stage will be on the gas range. So let's go there. So let's start off with the cooking process. First thing first, we're going to start off by making our soup, because the soup is going to require some cooking. It has got potato, it has got leeks also, it needs time to cook, right? So we'll start off by first of all turning on the gas range, right? So our range is on. We'll put some oil in this, regular oil, no special oil we're using. Not too much. But again, you can't be too low on the oil also. We'll require some garlic, we'll require some onions, we'll need some leeks, and we'll need some of the potatoes that we have just roughly cut. There's no hard and fast rule that we have to chop everything down or something like that for this soup, so that will be pureed later on, right? So the oil is at a decent temperature. We're going to put in the leeks, we'll put in some garlic, we'll put in some onions. Again, onion, no hard and fast rule. If in case you want to skip the onions, you just want to use the leeks, you can use that also. Right? So, just cook it. Cooking for just about 1 or 2 minutes. We just want these things to split. And once they start splitting, once the flavors start coming out, we're going to add the potatoes. We're going to add the water, some light amount of salt, because the salt will actually help the flavors to come out. And then we'll put water, we'll let it cook for 15-20 minutes. So the thing will get completely mashed up, then we'll give a puree and the soup is done. So yes, the potatoes go in. There are lots of potatoes going in. We're going to put in water. Let this come to a boil first of all. Again, we're putting in so the sea salt that we have got. We've got a very nice sea salt with us. We're going to put the sea salt in. We'll let this boil, let this thing come to boil. Then from there we'll go on to the meat balls, sorry, the cottage cheese balls that we are making. Right? So let this come to boil once. I'll transfer to another range and then we'll go for the balls we're supposed to make. This soup is going to be pureed later on. To this we will add some butter, we will add a bit of cream, and if you're interested you can add some milk also to it. Right? So this come to boil, and there's never what I'll do. I'll turn the second range and I'll start heating up my pan for cooking all those cottage cheese balls that I made a few minutes back. Let this pan heat up a bit and then we'll continue. yes, a little boil has started coming now in the staker that we have got here. I'm switching the gas cylinders now, so you can see what I'm going to do with the cottage cheese balls. So the oil comes here, it's going to heat up, and the soup can keep on simmering for another 20 minutes something. Almost there. So it's almost there for us. So before adding the original cottage cheese balls that I do is I'll just test with a bit of mixture that we have made, maybe a small ball out of it, just to see if it's breaking or not. Right? So let's test it out. So for me, yeah, this is fine. Let's try our balls that we have made. Reduce the heat a bit because you want the balls to burn. You wouldn't get a color all around, a uniform color all around. But we have our nice looking cottage cheese balls ready with us, so I'll get them out of the oil. We'll go to our next dish, that is going to be aubergine Egyptians, like I told you. The reason we're making the cottage cheese balls and the aubergine Egyptians together is because both of them have got a similar kind of sauce. The base is supposed to be tomato sauce only. What we'll do is we'll keep these cottage cheese balls on side. We get our aubergines here. So what you see is these are long aubergines that we have got here. We're just going to deep fry them for some time, not too long. We just want about 60% cooking to be done, so the pulp can actually come out, but not too much of cooking, because we would like to cook this again in the oven after some time. In case you want to avoid this oil, what you can do is you can cook this thing directly in the oven also. Just apply a bit of oil, put them in the oven, let it cook in the oven, let the spindle cook through, and then you can just scoop out the pulp. That will also work. Done. Doesn't take very long, just about 1.5 minutes, nothing much. So let it rest for a while, don't just start working on it directly. So let this cool down, because as and when cool down, the cooking will continue and the brinjal will become softer that's lying on the side. So let's start making our tomato sauce that is supposed to make. So the saucepan we have got here, we'll put some olive oil in this. Olive oil, once it starts heating up, in fact, once it's actually just about hot enough, you can add some onions, you can add some garlic. The ratio says for every 10 tomatoes, we take about one of the onion. So that is the ratio we are following. We have actually got two types of tomato mixtures we use here. One is tomatoes that have been blanched, their peel and the seeds have been removed. Then they have been actually roughly pureed. So that's the one thing we're using. Second, what we're using is a tomato puree that comes in a canned form. Nothing special, so just a normal can. We use the Kisan tomato puree in the kitchen right now. So you can use that. You want to go for something like truffle, you can use that. You want to go for the imported can that has got those Italian tomatoes, something like that, you can do that one also. Right? So yeah, this is just about soft enough. So we'll add our tomatoes. First thing that is going in is going to be our blanched tomato puree. The seeds and pulp have been removed. So there are some lumps of tomatoes in this. That will be giving the extra taste and that aftertaste in the mouth also. And some tomato puree that we are adding. Right, both things are in now. What we'll do right now is we're going to add some seasoning also. So we'll add again some of that sea salt that we have. We'll add some black pepper. We'll add some paprika. Some of the herbs, so we've got some oregano here, we'll add some oregano. We'll add some chili flakes. Again, not a compulsion, if in case you're making it for kids, you want to avoid this, you can avoid this. Along with that, we will add some table salt also. Now why I keep on going back to table salt is because the Indian palate is kind of used to this kind of salt. So it's kind of difficult to move out of the salt altogether, so let's add a bit of it. Some of the basil, it's a fresh basil, just been roughly chopped, that is being added here. And again, we have some parsley, so we'll add some parsley also, just for the flavor. And not to forget, because we're trying to build up a lot of taste here, let's try to bring in some butter right now, right? So we'll add some butter also. It is not an authentic kind of sauce because you won't see them adding butter like this in the middle or something like that. I prefer adding it. I like the flavors to be there of that butter and everything to be there. So we'll let this cook. The sauce will come together, it will reduce. Once it reduces a bit, then we'll add some more water. We'll let this cook for a bit longer. If in case you want to add, if in case you want to bring in a bit more of taste, what you can do, you can add the tomato paste also, or if in case you are interested, you can add a bit of ketchup also. It might sound surprising, but a lot of restaurants prefer adding a bit of ketchup while making their sauce. It actually brings out a very decent color to the product. So just quickly go back and check on the potatoes that we are making, the soup that we are making. Some more time. So once that is done, we'll make our soup, and I'm hoping that all the three dishes will come together at one go. So if you can see here, I'll just turn it, the sauce is starting taking some color. What is happening now is the tomatoes are reducing, the flavors are coming out, and it's going to get better and better. When I'm making this in my kitchen, when I'm doing it at home, I prefer adding a bit of cumin powder also. That gives a very nice aftertaste to the sauce. So if interested, you can do that also. So let's switch the containers. Let me bring this soup back on the main range. So I'll show you the soup also. Where do we stand with the soup? Yes, so here we are. We have got these potatoes that are here. We've got some nice onions, some celery, some leeks, some garlic, which are all here. They're coming together. Right now, what I'll do is I'm going to add a bit of cream. Just about 3 teaspoons, 3 all-purpose spoons, not too much. Regular spoons that we use like that, nothing special. And now quickly what I'll do is, I'm going to send this for grinding, and once this is completely grounded, we'll come back to the gas range and we'll cook this a bit more. Alright, so the soup that we had in has been turned into a puree. We just use a hand grinder, nothing too special. The thickness will come automatically with the potatoes that we have got here. And just to show you quickly, where do we stand with the tomato sauce? It is done. It is ready for your usage. So nice chunky sauce we have got ready. If you could actually smell right now, it's smelling very good. I just got the feedback from our cameraman right here, Naya, that he's liking the smell of the thing that is being made here. So let's turn this thing off and let's finish off our soup, and then we'll go for the preparation for everything we're supposed to do, right? So this has been kept aside. Let's finish off the soup quickly, and then we'll again come back. We will, in fact, what we'll do right now is we'll put this soup on a medium range and we'll let the soup cook on a really low flame, because we want these starch to now take effect. We want that flour or potato stew which are there to actually bring this together. I don't prefer adding those additional stuff like corn flour and all for thickening this thing up. I don't want to add roux. Roux is a combination of flour and butter that we normally use for thickening international soups. I don't want that. This is getting thicker and thicker slowly, so just let this thing cook. And let's go back to our next work, that is going to be assembly of the cottage cheese balls as well as the aubergine Egyptians. Alright, let's start off with the first thing, that is aubergine Egyptians. Aubergine are the name for brinjal or eggplant. So we had initially deep fried the brinjal. So you can see over the time they have become a bit soft. The pulp is not cooked through and through, but yes, it is almost done. So that's what we wanted, right? 70% done, that was our target. The outer skin is completely cooked, so that's what we wanted. We don't want that raw flavor to come in. So we'll take a regular spoon, normal spoon. We'll take a few pieces. In fact, we'll take about a couple of pieces right now, maybe 1 or 2 later on. We'll take out this pulp, not all of it, just a bit of it. I'll put this pulp in a small bowl. I'm not pressing it down too much, otherwise the skin can break. So not too much of pressing down. So I'll just take about 4, not much of it. Let's make a full portion for if a couple is sitting down, we should be able to have it together. So we got this, we've got a nice plate with us. This is actually an oven-proof plate, so this will be going to be directly baking also. So some sauce on the bottom. We'll put this emptied out shells of brinjal right here. We got 4 of them. Let's keep it aside. Let's come back to the mixture. So we had this brinjal with us, the pulp that was there. We'll add some puree. In fact, tomato sauce that we have made. We'll just bring it together. We'll just mash it with our spoon roughly. Again, do not grind it. Just break it down using your spoon. And once that is done, come back to the brinjal that we have got here. Fill them up in each of the brinjal. No hard and fast rule, it is going out or something like that. You can use a piping bag also. You're in kind of hurry. You can use a spoon. You just want to put it on top and then bake it. You can do that also. It's completely okay. The brinjal's mixture is there. We got some cheese here. This is normal canned cheese that we have got. This is canned processed cheese. Some cheese goes on top. Let's spread this cheese around. We're going to gratinate this. Gratinate means cooking from top just to get the color. So I'll go back to my support here, Nayab, to just take it to the gratinator just to give it a color on top. And gonna warn Nayab, when it's coming out of the gratinator, just hold using a duster. Don't burn your hand. So he's gonna go there. Meanwhile, we'll start off with our cottage cheese meatballs. So we had actually we had fried our cottage cheese balls. So we'll bring those cottage cheese balls here. We've got a nice plate with us. So, nice looking plate we have got. Again, some sauce goes at the bottom. So let's just put it one side. Let's take a spoon. Let's spread the sauce. So we've got the sauce going all the way there. We've got we've got 4 cottage cheese balls with us. We'll place all 4 balls here. Some sauce goes on top. If you cannot see the picture, don't worry, we're going to go back to this thing. We'll be doing a photo shoot also, still photo shoot, which will be part of this video later on, right? So we've got this sauce which I will put here. Let's put some nice garnish, let's put some chopped parsley on top, and our dish will be done. And if you're interested, say like me only, I'm going to sprinkle some cheese also on top. Very least amount of cheese, not too much of it, but this looks good. This looks good, it tastes good, right? So we are done with the cottage cheese balls with the tomato sauce. After this, we're going to go back to our soup. So let me just get the soup here. Soup is now completely done. So what we have here, soup with a lot of whitish froth floating on top. What we're going to do is, we're going to remove all this froth. We're going to use a normal ladle. We'll get all the froth out and then we'll continue with that. Alright? Alright, so we have our soup back here once again with the ladle, and there is some kind of skimming to be done on top. So might be some kind of froth that is coming on top, maybe some foreign particles. So get rid of all those froth, we don't want them floating on top of our soup. So once that is all out, next step and the most important step, taste your soup, right? So because we added just a bit of salt in the beginning, nothing else, let's taste it. Very nicely flavored. I'm not going to be blabbing about it, but I'm going to add a bit of pepper to it. We've got some black pepper going in. You can use white also, totally up to you. And just a bit of table salt that we're adding. And our soup is done for the service. Now the best part is, soup is really thick. It has been cooking for a while, but it is having giving that starchy effect. So what you're going to do is a very nice garnish, and it's a bit surprising garnish to a lot of people. Let's wait till we come to that point. So we have got soup completely mixed. Let's get our soup bowl here. We have a nice soup bowl. Let's pour in the soup. Some of you might think, why is such a big bowl? The bowl itself is going to help you out to understand that this is a complete meal altogether. Just serve about 2-3 pieces of bread along with this soup and you are done. Right, so we've got a nice amount of soup going in. Let's bring in the garnish, which is nothing else, just some black olive pearls. So black olives, they have been just roughly chopped. They've been dried a bit. And what will happen now is you will notice that they will float on top. Because this is a thick soup, this has got a starchy effect in it. So it's going to be floating on top, and right in the middle is your dollop, in fact a big portion of the parsley. And not to forget our aubergine. So I'm going to tell Naya once again to run to the kitchen and get me the aubergine that we had been doing. So we'll let his hands come in and actually serve this thing right here for you. And here we go. Hot. The plate is hot. This will remain hot for a longer time. So just bring it closer to you. Some cheese has got some color. It is completely done. So with this, we'll call the end of this thing. If in case you want to get back to us, you want to understand more about dishes that we have made, you can connect with us to the comment column. Or if you're interested, you can take down our website details also. You can take our Instagram page also. That is called CCI Learning. So it's C as in Charlie, C as in Charlie, I as in India, Learning. So you can go through that also. And do get back to us, give us your comments, and thank you so much.